What's up, everyone? On this episode, we'll be discussing a very popular romantic destination, Santorini, Greece.
That might be out of my
That might be
budget.
out of my budget.
Is it expensive?
How much is
How
it?
much is it?
What do they eat?
Do they
over
have
there?
vegan
the food
options?
I don't know. I can't eat what they eat over there.
What is there to do there?
Man, I heard that place is boring.
I heard that place is boring.
Is it even safe over there?
Is it even safe
Is that
over
place
there?
even safe?
But is it safe for
Is it even
single
safe
women?
over there? You know they been killing people.
What should I pack?
I don't know.
I heard the rooms are small and they don't even have AC.
I don't know where to begin to plan a trip.
Is there a language barrier?
Man, I don't know.
Santorini is a group of islands in the southern Aegean Sea, about 120 miles southeast of Greece mainland. Santorini was formed around 3600 BP during the Minoan eruption. The term BP may be new to a few of you because it's definitely new to me. Just looked it up. BP is coined as before present or before physics, a timescale used in archaeology and geology. Standard practice is to use January 1st, 1950 as the commencement date on the age scale. Now, I can go deeper down this rabbit hole of what is the age scale and why January 1st, 1950, but this episode is about Santorini and Google is your friend. Santorini is considered an active volcano. The last known eruption is, 1950, January 10th, 1950. Back in 2012, the island did experience small tremors which prompted research and investigation. Scientists discovered that the magma chamber under the volcano did indeed swell with molten rock, which literally caused part of the island to rise out of the water. But considering virtually every island is formed from a volcanic eruption, please do not let this stop you from visiting this beautiful island. Santorini has a semi-arid climate, but since it's in the Mediterranean, you can't expect dry summers and mild winters. The average high is around 70 year-round, but you do hit mid-80s during the summer months. Tourism is the primary industry for Santorini because, of course, it's Santorini. An estimated 2 million visitors a year and growing. This place is a very popular wedding/honeymoon destination, and they do have somewhat of a flourishing wine industry because of indigenous grapes that are found on the island. So why Santorini for this episode, right? Santorini is arguably Greece's most spectacular and beautiful island. It has some of the most dramatic views and most beautiful sunset. This is definitely a Bae-cation, Bae-cation, or whatever you want to call it. Just take somebody you actually like, because it's extremely romantic. Ia is the most popular town on the island, but it's also the most expensive. A lot of times when you see tourist shots of those whitewashed buildings with the blue domes, that's Ia. That's overlooking the Aegean Sea. Again, this is one of the most romantic getaways on the planet, so I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention for those who may not be aware. Now, Santorini isn't one of the cheaper destinations you will see on this channel. I've seen moderate prices coming out of the East Coast. The last time I checked, I saw 800 possibly as the cheapest coming out of the East Coast. But there are cheaper flights that go into Athens. So if you wanted to go to Athens and visit, and find really good prices going into Athens, and then take a much cheaper charter from Athens over to the Santorini island. Now, you can save some coin if you stay in some of the neighboring towns instead of Ia, but if you got a cute one, man, you might want to just go ahead and spend the money and go ahead and get a villa in Ia. As far as transportation, they do have car rentals, they have car services, and they also have pretty decent public transportation. The buses are really nice, air conditioned, and it's not the typical bus you would expect from a metro city. They're actually pretty nice. You also have ATVs as an option as far as getting around the island. Pretty dope ATV. To give you a better idea of what to expect from Santorini, sat down with a couple of friends, talked about their experiences. We discussed a couple of subjects. We talked about language barrier. We talked about food. We talked about if you should still go even if you broke up with your girl. We talked about a little bit of everything, so stay tuned. Up next, we'll have that discussion. Today we have the Santorini episode, and today I have a lovely guest. Her name is Booze. I call her Booze. For some reason, she doesn't like it when I call her Booze. But this is one of the top models in America right here. You have seen her in certain ads. And what was the TV show you was modeling on?
He's lying, and my name is Urian. My last name is Booze, but that's kind of a nickname that got left at Georgia Southern.
Yes, she earned that name Booze at Georgia Southern. She earned that nickname Booze at Georgia Southern.
My real government name. That's my last name.
Pun intended, huh?
Yes, she earned that name at Georgia Southern. We all know what Georgia Southern life is like.
Hey.
Bible study around the clock.
Yes, that is a lie we frequently told our parents. And we also have the rich guy in the house, Zane.
Ow.
He offers out all the loans for us to take these vacations.
Thank you.
Thank you, rich man Zane.
Hey, I do what I can.
As you can see from his appearance, he's Middle Eastern, so he has a lot of oil money.
He's
so
also
ladies,
my new fiance.
and Booze just got married to with a lot of oil money, and you will find out very soon as they talk about the Middle East in her next episode. So, but for now, it's Santorini, Greece, and it's perfect setup considering y'all are a new couple, and this is one of those vacation spots. So, how did you get there, Zane? We'll start with you.
Mine was a piggyback off of a trip to Europe. So I went to Rome, and then I figured since I was already gonna be gone for a week, I was just gonna make it 2 weeks basically. So
that's what people with money do.
So we went ahead and I extended my original plane ticket, and then we booked a flight from Rome to Santorini.
Gotcha.
Typically, I would do an Airbnb, but however, we did such last minute. We had a hotel. It really wasn't a hotel, but it was more like a villa. Overlooking the ocean. It was a great view every morning.
Man, that's that rich stuff. So, Booze, did you get flued out?
I did not get flued out this time, contrary to popular belief. This was actually supposed to be one of my birthday trips, and it started with like 15 people, really gung-ho, saying they wanted to go, and then when it came down to it, it was a solo-cation.
It always starts like that. 20 people say they going.
Real hype, like super hype. And then all of a sudden, you're in that Airbnb by yourself, drinking up all the wine and just living life.
For all of y'all know who y'all are. Y'all say y'all going. 20 y'all who raise y'all hand and y'all never end up on that plane.
Right.
Show yourselves. Go ahead and just raise your hands now. We know who y'all are. Just go ahead and identify yourselves.
Hey, just put some skin in the game. It ain't gonna hurt you.
It ain't. Go ahead and get that trip of your lifetime, man. It won't hurt you. From everything that I understand, this is kind of a Bae-cation.
From my experience, I would say I went with two other people. A girl, which I was kind of dating, and then one of my buddies. We were on the out, so it was what it was. But you know what I mean? But we'd already planned the trip, so...
See, this is where that companion pass comes in handy.
But we're going to live it up, though. We're going to live it up.
So, all right. The girl you went with was already on the out. Right?
Well, we were headed that way anyway, but we already booked the trip, so it's like we're gonna make it work for the trip.
Bro, that's an interesting situation.
Common.
Hey, we had a great time. We had a blast.
Okay.
Because it wasn't no animosity. We just, we just was better off as being friends as opposed to trying to date. So it was cool. We had a good time.
But to me, it just seems like one of those romantic places. Like as a guy, if I'm having a female accompany me to Santorini, it's just one of them places where it's kind of like, all right. So, Booze, a guy says, "Hey, boo," or "Bae," whatever.
You Ryan?
Okay, Booze. They say, "Hey, babe, we going to Santorini, right?"
Mm-hmm.
What is your expectation when you get there?
As far as what? Like our interaction or just having a good time?
Your interaction.
I mean, I personally think it could be a friend trip, but the vibe that the scenery and all that stuff creates could turn it into something more depending on, what those two
with that
people
being
have.
said, you've been to Santorini.
Yeah.
You've seen what that coastline looks like.
Mm-hmm.
All those beautiful white I'm gonna paint the picture real quick for everyone.
Paint it good now.
Okay. Booze and her rich oil tycoon from the Middle East sitting out there on that coastline in Greece. He looks over. He realizes I just flew Booze, this model, out to Greece. At that point, what do you think the expectation is once a couple bottles of wine occur in your life?
I think if a guy is flying somebody out there may be an assumption that he's probably going to smash, but
So you share that assumption as well, that's probably his thought process.
not sharing that it's actually going to go down, but I haven't had a male brain experience before firsthand, so I really wouldn't know.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I'm really not gonna fly you out if we already got something going on.
Right. I'm like, I wouldn't expect that type of
But what
trip
I'm
out of
saying-
somebody I'm not
I mean,
already
it's
involved
like a
with
best
that
friend
way.
type of deal, but beyond that though, like,
I'm just thinking this is one of those type of
even.
places. There, you can, me and Booze can go to North Philly, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing romantic about going to North Philly, right?
No.
But
Thanks,
watching your
Keely.
back. She watching your back, you watching her.
exactly, we up at Max's chilling, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to Santorini, I mean, it just seems like that's one of those kind of places. Like
It
you don't
is
go to
very
Paris
romantic.
and just chill, right?
I actually
Yeah.
have a kind of funny, it's more funny than fun story about somebody who didn't speak any English at all, but picked me up on a moped on the side of the street and took me to this black sand
And
beach.
you got on
like,
that moped.
Yep. And it broke down a couple times, but we got there and he was like trying to hold my hand and look longingly into my eyes and like try to figure out how we were going to have this life together. And
this happened approximately how many minutes after you met him?
So I went to a winery in Santorini. It's pretty prominent. It's one of the ones that a lot of people go to. But the wine isn't really all that good in Greece, so you're really just there for the view, basically.
Yeah. You get the sweet wine, you get that really sweet wine.
Exactly, yeah.
Or it's
And
like-
the 2-minute tour of the facilities or whatever. So I did that, and you have your little olive tray or whatever and just sit out there and look at the pretty view. So when that was over, I went outside to actually jump on public transportation. I was going to get on the bus. And for some reason, my whole trip, I hadn't had a problem with the bus, but the bus never came. Like, it was just taking forever.
Oh, wow.
This guy comes down the street, like zooming down the street on this moped, and he hit the quickest U I've ever seen in my life, especially on a scooter, and was like motioning from across the street, like, come here, come here. And I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. This is a real eat, pray, love moment right now. But he was like, in so many words, I think he wasn't even Greek. He was like Armenian or something.
Wow. This sounds like nothing but bad decisions, but continue.
It was terrible. Like, I think my black card probably needs to be revoked behind some of these decisions because my mother would not approve.
You only live once.
But in so many words, he asked me where I was trying to go. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the beach from here. Can you take me? He's like, yeah, come on. He already had like blankets and not blankets, but like towels in his moped seat. Like, he was ready for the beach. So we just went and had our little romantic outing, and he took me right back to the city when I was ready to go.
Wow.
Yep.
That in a movie that goes a complete opposite direction.
Yeah, I could have got chopped up for real. But I mean, these are the risks you take when you travel by yourself anyway.
So you're comfortable taking risks.
Yeah, I'm
abroad.
definitely a risk taker in general in
That's
life.
crazy. So, all right. So literally every female that I talk to, as men, we're like as men, and then we look at y'all like y'all can't do what we do. Not to say that y'all can't do what we do, but we can fight.
Well, I'm 6 feet 270, so
I'll
fight you too.
But you know, a lot of times they'll end up taking more risks than we will.
Exactly.
Like I'm always leery when I hear women, because as men we're protective. Like we're like, hey, y'all are the people in which we're hired to protect. God hired us to protect y'all. So, and we look at y'all out here moving like y'all us, and we're like, bro, like why y'all making our job harder? Because we gotta make sure y'all straight.
I'd be
But
like,
y'all out here
salute, though.
moving like that.
I like to see people travel like that, but you see a lot of women out here just doing solo trips. Places I'd be like, I would do it just because. Even I'm eerie of everything now. Not like I'm scared of everything happening, but I got a daughter now, so that's always back of me. I gotta get back home.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, I may not want to do this today, but then again, you know what? Forget it. We out here anyway.
It's always a calculated risk. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not just out here jumping off of buildings for no reason.
And I don't want to discourage people. I don't want to discourage my ladies from traveling. The whole point of this project is for more of y'all to travel, everyone to travel. But I think as long as y'all out there, taking caution, being safe, want to make sure Booze can get back home, marry her tycoon.
Yeah, but definitely don't be scared. Don't be scared to venture out. Like, just do your research on wherever you're going, and don't be scared to venture out and actually experience.
And for everyone else in the world, when a stranger flags you down on a moped and says, "Hey, I have blankets, get on."
He did not say he had blankets.
Towels, blankets, interchangeable.
Because under that blanket, he might also have bleaching ropes.
Oh my God, y'all. But that was such a cool experience because it just goes to show how, like, us as human beings are not that different. Like, we had a whole conversation on the beach. He's speaking God knows what language. We're in Greece. Neither of us are from Greece. And
So how did that conversation go?
I mean, it was a lot of charades popping. And I had taught English in Korea already, so I'm kind of used to trying to make people understand what I'm talking about without either of us knowing what's really going on.
Did he propose?
Almost. He was like, "You need to come to my house and have coffee." Like, I got that out of his charades. I'm like, "No, thank you."
I'll be on that
He's
Google
like,
Translate. Type it in here.
That's happened too. I've made friends that way.
Type it in here and show you.
So there's an app for that. There's literally and I have it on one of these episodes where, well, I'll figure it out at some point. I'll post it on post. I said posted it. I will post it on this video. But there's an app literally where you can just hold the button down. Hey, my name is Booze. I like, riding on mopeds with blankets. And then it will translate into whatever language.
Yeah.
And
also the Google Translate, I learned.
Google Translate also does it.
If you hold take a picture of like the menu, it'll convert it to English.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to figure out something.
I also use Google Translate. That I was going around Paris holding it up the signs, basically, so I can try to figure it.
Flop, yeah. That was the best thing ever.
Okay, so the language barrier. Clearly, you dealt with it pretty well. You just resorted to sign language. How about you, Zane?
I didn't have a problem. A lot of people spoke English. So, like I said, that guy was Armenian. That's a little bit different, but a lot of Greek people, they spoke English.
I've noticed,
and it's actually good English too. It wasn't hard to understand. They have an accent, but outside of that, you would not much to understand.
Because we as Americans, we travel so much. I've noticed that a lot of places, they're comfortable speaking English. Amsterdam was a non-factor in terms of a language barrier whatsoever.
I know.
Every person that I encountered spoke clear English. They speak it better than me. I have a southern drawl. They speak very clear and distinct English better than me. Same thing. Even in Paris, there was different places, but there was always somebody that spoke and understood English. And I think that's probably just, it's a nod to how much we as Americans, we travel and we aid into different people's economies. So everyone is prepared to take our money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right. As far as, did y'all have to exchange currency?
I got euros. I did it here before I left through Bank of America. You go online and you can order them. You can pick up in like a couple days and have it ready for you like a day or so.
I'm not going to ask Booze.
No, a lot of times I'll just pull it out the ATM because you get a better rate.
Yeah, so that's what
I did Bank of America. You get a better rate. You just go there and just go online and they'll have it. They'll order it. They have it to you the next day. It's easier. It's faster. And you get the better rate too.
So I have a Charles Schwab checking account, and basically it's a great travel card, no fees for anything, and there's no ATM fees, no anything. So basically, I used to get currency and whatever, but now whenever I get there, I just go to an ATM and just pull it straight out, and that's always worked for me.
Yeah. What do you think of the food when you're over there? How'd you like the food?
It was bomb to me to be able to get like a $3 gyro with the fries already in it, and the best baklava of my life at 4 in the morning.
I didn't try that.
It was bomb. Next time you go, you gotta have the baklava.
But they had so much different food over there. I mean, I had lamb. That lamb was bomb over there. The lamb chops. Um,
So, would you recommend going back? Like, do you have intentions of going back?
oh yes, definitely. That's probably like top 1 or 2 places I've been, just because of the vibe. I mean, it was really laid back and it was just chill. Like we get up in the morning and we would catch a cab to one of the villages and we just hang out all day long.
So, do you think it's more of an adult place or of a young place?
I would say more of an adult.
Same. And the stairs, oh my God. Like you see the beautiful pictures of all these buildings cascading off of the hillside, but baby, you gotta
And
walk.
You gonna
It is
walk and eat.
steps on steps on steps. Like you're hiking basically the whole trip, but it's so gorgeous. Like
So
you're
how
not
do you
even thinking
take
about it.
those fancy IG pictures that y'all take and still be comfortable?
Pack your sneakers or a comfortable walking shoe.
And then
Because even with flat sandals, like I did that one day and was like,
Oh, yeah.
heck to the no.
Oh, yeah,
Nope.
You definitely gotta have comfortable shoes because it's a lot of walking. I mean,
Yep.
even on a smooth surface, it's still a lot of walking.
now I've seen a lot of
Uphill.
people riding 4-wheelers and things like that.
Yeah. You see a lot of
y'all
schools
witness that?
now. They don't drive the best over there, and
Mm-mm.
the roads are tiny. So there's been times like we were going places like, why is everything stopped? Well, a truck's trying to turn out and they can't get out, so everybody got to back up so he can get out, and then they can let everybody go back down the road.
There's a big market for donkey,
Yeah.
like for the donkeys to take you all the way down the side of the cliffs too. But they said that like it's really bad for them, obviously.
Yeah.
So as far as with the cliffs and things, here's one thing I've noticed traveling outside the country. In America, everyone's trying to avoid getting sued. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of signs, there are a lot of fences, there are a lot of precautions to keep people from harming themselves, right? But then when I go outside the country, you could be on the tallest building in the world and there's no rope. There's no anything to keep you from falling over. Was that the case there when you were going around those hillsides and everything, cliffs in Santorini?
I don't recall any kind of guardrails or anything with that. When I went to Ia, it was just straight out.
Like if you fall, you fall.
If that truck lost control, we going outside. We was going off into the ocean.
Right. Don't go with nobody you mad at or who is mad at you.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed traveling. Like I remember we were in, it wasn't Guatemala. What is next to Belize? Is it Guatemala?
Sounds about right.
Well, for the sake of argument, it was in Belize, right? And we go up to the top of this ruin, and I remember like, bro, where the guardrails at? Like, like where, bro, like, so somebody just want to play too much, right? And be like, hi.
It's
Only
over.
place I seen guardrails was in the Coliseum because of how it's
Yeah,
falling
they trying to
apart.
protect the Coliseum though.
That's
They're not
only-
trying to protect your life.
But
They're trying to
but
protect the
there's
Coliseum.
guardrails there. That's the only place that has guardrails I've seen over there. The rest is you just out there. You know what I mean?
Same with the Grand Canyon too, though. Like I was shocked at that.
That one little thing ain't helping that. So here's a question: how'd you plan out your activities, or you just freestyled every day?
That's the beauty, I think, of traveling by yourself. Like you really can just play it by ear and do whatever you feel like doing. I'm an art history nerd too, so like I started in Athens and then went up to the Acropolis and spent as much time as I wanted to looking at all that stuff, and then came down when I wanted to, like nightlife or whatever. Like if I wanted to stay in, you don't feel pressure to, do this or that. But
And there is some party life fingers. We found like one of 2 clubs that actually play hip hop.
right.
One was a small spot. It wasn't real big. It was like a lounge, but they had like a little dance floor. It was pretty. It was all right. The funniest thing though, we were in there and like you want a free shot? I was like, yeah, I'll take one. So he hands me a helmet. I'm like, what's the helmet for? Well, I got hit your head with his bat to get the free shot.
Bro.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So 2 minutes later, this Greek dude puts on the hat, and the dude just goes, wham! I mean, right in the head. Took the shot.
I know he lying.
You want to see the video of that shot? There is a video.
So how did y'all get there? Like, did y'all find a flight deal? Well, you went on as an extension from Rome.
Yeah. So we were toying back and forth with staying in Rome or going. So we kind of waited till the last minute. So I paid more than I typically would pay for something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the experience, it was worth it. You know what I mean? And mind you, I paid like it was for 2 plane tickets and the accommodations for like 5 days. It was like maybe like $1,700,
No, you
$1,800.
said 2 plane tickets, right? For a chick that
Okay.
he ain't want no more.
They was on the outs, y'all.
I mean, it's worth my while to pay for it, though. But like, whatever.
Oh.
Hey,
I hope she don't see this because she'd be mad. But nah, seriously though, like it was really it was worth it. The experience alone, I'd have paid that much money by myself to go do that again because I enjoyed it so much. Like I said, just to be in there, but like Rome was like really fast paced. Greece was a lot slower. It was more chill. Like we did a lot of tourist stuff. Like we went on like a yacht tour. We went like went to like the hot spring out in the middle of the ocean. It's like it was really like sulfur, which you can't wear any jewelry because it's gonna fade it all automatically.
I had on a white bathing suit and
it
it
came back
ruined
yellow.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They say it's hot, but it's really like lukewarm. For that time in May, it's like lukewarm. The water was cold, so I got right out of the water. I'm good.
All right, Super Boots, how did you get there? You weren't flued out, so how?
I was not flued out, but the beauty of, again, traveling alone and all these people backing out on my trip is that I actually made $2,000 in future flights via this trip. Because on the way there, I think I had a stop through Charles de Gaulle or something like that. And the plane was overbooked. To take a plane or a flight probably an hour and a half later, they were going to give me $1,000 credits and, food vouchers to just sit in the airport for another hour. So I did that. I'm like, nobody's waiting on me in Athens, so I'm just going to chill. Then on my way back, I got another $1,000 just for waiting to get back to Vegas.
So you paid full price?
Nope. And that was another thing. I got this. I don't know if you are aware of No Madness, the group on Facebook, Instagram.
No.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in that group for a while. It's hard to get in.
Apparently it's hard now,
So
but it wasn't
like
as hard before. There was
secret-
a secret travel, secret-ish travel group.
I got secret societies on social media.
And once these air flights pop up or these flight deals pop up, like it might last for 4 minutes, it might last for an hour, it might last for a couple days. But I hopped on that Greece trip and it was about, I want to say $200 or $300 round trip.
You can really
I want to say 200-ish, and then I ended up making that 2,000 back for future travel. So it was bomb, just all the way around.
You stay winning, like you're my superhero.
Hey, God
Boots.
love me.
And
I'm his favorite.
that's how I went to Abu Dhabi, like that. My buddy was in that group, and he woke me up like 5 in the morning.
Talking about Rod?
Yeah, 5 a.m. Woke me up at 5 a.m. on Christmas morning.
I heard about that trip. It was like $200-something, and he told everybody.
187. We was texting everybody could think of. I was out of it. I was like, what, man?
It's usually in the middle of the night too.
Yeah. But that one lasted for a long time before they pulled it down. And usually they kick the flights out.
Yeah.
But because they don't have to honor them, but they honored all the prices.
Man, that's dope. So, how as far as wrapping this up, y'all want to go ahead and give y'all social medias or? I mean, all right. Let me do this correctly. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, and we have here Booze, right? Please, Booze, give all your social media information for your modeling page, your business pages, and everything, the Superstar Booze.
I have one page for everything, and that is on Instagram. I am at Divasaurus Rex.
That's Divasaurus straight out?
Yeah, like a dinosaur.
Divasaurus, okay. That's cool. And Zane?
You can catch me on Instagram at ZaneIam. That's ZHANE.IM. And also, if you're looking to buy a house in Atlanta, hit me up. I got a link to my websites on there as well.
All right, thank y'all so much for showing up and participating in this Santorini podcast. I greatly appreciate it. And this is it for Trvlkast Santorini. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to catch future episodes. Peace.